What's up, YouTube? We are back with another tutorial. We're going to learn how to separate parts and add connectors to them so you can then 3D print and paint them separately. So I have a splash here with 3 ice cubes. I'm going to be adding these 3 ice cubes to this splash I created. When you pull apart these ice cubes, they should easily be able to fit in and out of these sockets that we create, and we're going to jump on into that right now. Alright, so here we have ice cube. Right now I just want to make sure that we had the bottom cut off to match the shape. We're going to add a cube. Scale down that cube, and we're going to try to center it as much as we can with the ice cube on the splash. You have to keep in mind that this is 3D, so you're going to have to angle it different ways to make sure that you get the right angle. Extend the cube. Center this as much as possible. I think that looks good. Have that in between the object that you want and the object that you want to connect it to. Go to edit mode, click on that face, and we're going to scale that face down just a little bit. This way we're creating somewhat of a wedge. You don't need to scale it too much, don't be too dramatic with it. Once you have that scaled, you want to go to object mode, and we're going to put a Boolean modifier onto this splash once we are satisfied with our cube connector or wedge connector. So go to modifiers, Boolean, and we're gonna do a subtract Boolean. Pick the cube or whatever object that you just created, and there should be an empty socket there now. So now what we're going to do is connect that cube to the actual ice cube connector piece that we're going to connect to the splash. And we're also going to go back to the same Boolean modifier for that one. But before we do that, we're going to go back to edit mode, scale that face down just a little bit, and then connect it. Once we union those two objects, you want to delete the original rectangle or square or connector piece that you have. Now you have a solid ice cube piece, and we're going to do the same one for this one. This one's already done. Should to slide right into place. We'll do it one more time on this third one right here. Square, we're gonna scale it up, make it more of a rectangle, and bring it towards the middle. Center as much as possible. Bring it down. Back to the center of that ice cube once we get it centered the way we need much repeat the same process as we did for the previous cube. And you can do this for arm sockets, you can do this for heads, you can do this for any piece that you want to connect, honestly. It's a different kind of situation if you want to put a snap or a ball joint in. These are just basic connector pieces. So jump into edit mode, we're going to click that face, that main face right there, and we're going to scale that down and create more of a wedge. Just a little bit. Jump back into object mode. We're going to put a Boolean modifier on that as well. Subtract that cube from the splash. And again, it should be a hollow mode after we apply the modifier. So we're going to go ahead and check that. Make sure you have the correct cube highlighted. It should be up. Let's try that again. Alright, and make sure you have the correct cubes situated. And it should be a hollow cavity. Yes. Alright, so if you do that right, you have a hollow cavity there, and you have another separated piece. Now we're going to connect that. Actually, sorry, we're going to scale down that connector piece just a little bit so we can have a clean wedge in that cavity that we just created. But I kind of want to get another angle. Tilt it ever so slightly. You want to apply the modifier so it locks into place before you export. Make sure you apply the modifier. That looks better. And now we're going to jump into edit mode, make that face a little bit smaller so we can wedge that in there. Jump back into object mode, and we're going to add a Boolean modifier and union. Connect those pieces, apply modifier, delete that original. Now you have just the ice cube piece, and that is how, my friends, you create connectors in Blender. Easy, very simple. Right to the point, no time wasted. And you can throw this right into your STL slicer 3D printer, and you should be good to go. Scale this up to any size you'd like, but when you scale them, make sure that you scale everything at the same time, because you will have different proportions and that may not click in as the way that you expected it to click in. So make sure you guys check out my page for more content. I do daily content. I do all kind of content as far as 3D rendering, figures, custom jewelry, custom merchandise. I build people, businesses, and brands. Also, you want to separate these files before you export them into your program of choice for printing. Export as one, but separate. Thanks for watching. Like and comment, and don't forget to subscribe.